Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a 12 by 12 layout and I'm using my August hip kits. And going into it, these are some cut files that are free when you subscribe to the hip kits. And I went in and I picked the flower. This flower is amazing. If any flower is my favorite, this one is my favorite. I just like the detail to it, and I just like how, you know, like doilies, there's like certain doilies that you like to use on your layouts, and it's like each one of them is kind of different. This is how I feel about this flower. I'm trying to show you the detail in it. I don't know if that yellow is a good color or pattern to be putting that on, but I use the Amy Tangerine, and it says happy, happy, happy all over it. And I just felt like that was a good one because of all the colors. And I like using something like this because, well, for one, it's front and back. So there's one pattern on one side and another pattern on the other. So whenever you do a cut file like this flower, you can switch it up. You can either turn it over and use one side and then turn it over and use another side. So you're getting more out of it, I feel like. But yeah, I really like that flower, and I liked using all those colors, that pattern paper, just because I like color. Color is that and black, anything bold and bright I really like. So okay, so I'm gonna glue down this paper kind of like this, and I'm gonna cut off the axis of this. So I'm going to cut that off there. So I like that. I think that looks interesting. So when I start adding my photo, and this is like a piece of ephemera that was in the Amy Tangerine ephemera pack, and it wasn't large enough for my photo, so a lot of times I'll go in, I'll cut it in half, and then I'll just kind of put it like this, and it works out perfect, and it looks pretty cool, I think. It's very interesting and different, so yeah, I play with that, around with that for a little bit, and I love it. I love the color. Okay, and then back to my cut file. I'm gonna start just gluing these down, and see the little donut? I really didn't have a layout that I was gonna use this donut, so I'm gonna glue it down on top of the flower, like kind of in the middle, and then I'm going to put the rest of the cut file on top of that little donut, and you can't even tell it was a donut underneath. It looks like just a round circle of color, so that was just a good way to use up my ephemera, and I like how it turned out. You can't even tell it was a donut, so, and even if you could, it's okay. It's not gonna, just gives it some interest. So you can so tell that I'm using the donut right now, but then when you go to glue it down, I feel you can't even, I can't even tell. But anyways, moving on, I'm just going to start gluing the rest of these down. And like I said, I'm using double-sided paper that came in the main kit, and I got use out of both sides. So I love that it turned out like that. So because you don't want to be too matchy-matchy with the background, because it is like an aqua color, and the other side of this happy, happy, happy AB Tangerine paper is like a aqua color with the white polka dots. So it would have blended in too much. So yeah, I just kind of flipped some over to one side and flipped the other cut files over to the other side. I hope that makes sense. You guys will see the after pictures, the close-ups, and you'll see what I mean by the cut files, flipping them over and using both sides. Okay, and this glue I love for little dainty stuff like this because it's not really super sticky for your fingers, but it works, so on paper for sure. Okay, so a lot of people had asked, or I see a lot of people ask, you know, what do I do with all the acetate ephemeras that, you know, come in the packs nowadays? And because a lot of people are just like, well, they're clear and they're see-through and I'm not sure how to use them. I use 2 of them. See that crazy? That is an acetate piece. And you just want to put it on something that's bright underneath, like some paper that's bright. And then I used another one on the left side underneath the flowers, and it was a really clear one. You can barely see the print on it, but it was that round circle. It had the floral print on it in white, and if you look really close you can see it, but from here you can't even see it at all. Well, I can't. So, but yeah, I just wanted to incorporate some of these to just show you that you just have to get creative and just try something out. You never know what you'll come up with. So, okay, that's my title, Crazy Happy You, and that is her to a T. Crazy, and she's happy, and she's herself. So I love that title. And let's see. Oh, I was running out of like little pieces of ephemera, so I went through the Amy Tangerine Oh So Happy cut apart sheet that came in the main kit, and I just went through and cut out some of these little birds, and they were kissing in the, like the, I guess, paper that was together, but I took them out, or I cut them out, and then I just actually put them back to kissing, so I thought they were pretty cute. And I'm just adding some thread behind all my cut files, just gluing it down, making sure that it's not going to go anywhere. So I kind of try to mess around. I get started with adding stuff like clusters, and then I just keep going and going. But I like that look. I like a lot of ephemera and all that. So I said I was going bye. Nope, I'm back. So up top was some dead space, and I didn't like that. So I came back in, and that was what I cut my cut file out of, the paper. So I went through and I just cut around what was already cut out of the paper. Because I didn't want to go back in and put the paper through my machine again. I mean, I could have, but it was late at night, so I just cut around what was already cut out on the paper, and I cut some small ones and some big ones, and I just layered them up and twisted them all kinds of different ways, and just to give it some interest, and that way they're not all laying the same way. So yeah, just glue that down. So yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing, just showing you that. But this is pretty much my layout. I do go in later and add some pink dots, but that was after I took pictures and everything. So but yeah, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and if you guys want to check me out on Instagram, on my blog, or Facebook, everything is going to be listed below, and if you stay tuned, there are close-ups at the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!